Hi folks, this is Mark from Top Notch Farms, and just showing off my newly installed solar system here. And this is our main install location at our home here. So this is a 30 by 82 foot building, and we have our south side of the building is mainly covered. So this was the main point of installation. So I believe from memory there is 48 panels on this. These are a Longi panel. I'll go over the technical specs here in a minute, and you can see here the rodent guard, and yeah, let me show you the rest of the system. So this is brand new for us. We don't even have it technically running yet. We're still waiting for our utility to come and do the inspection. I've been working on this for about six-ish, 7-ish months. There was a lot of paperwork to go through to kind of get some grants from our federal government and from our provincial government. Yeah, let me get down off the ladder here, and I'll show you the rest of the system, and we can kind of go over all the parts of it. And then I have a really cool time lapse that I did of all the parts of the install over about a 6-day period. So yeah, let me get down off the ladder and show you the rest. So we're pretty excited about the install. You know, this is going to be great for saving our family some money on electrical costs eventually. We do have a payback period on it, but you know, this is going to be, you know, helping us reduce our carbon footprint, all that. And really, I mean, to me it seemed like a no-brainer with the incentives between our provincial government, the province, which is the equivalent of a state, and our federal government. So here I'm gonna flip this around, and you can see this is our commercial kitchen slash apple storage slash where we make cider. So you can see here we have 2 smaller installs in this building. So we have this side, and then we have the back side as well. And this was just to get us to a certain number of kilowatts to offset off all our electricity. So we have a 28.35 kilowatt system installed. So here you can see we've got another what's that, 3, 9, 11 panels on that side. So just to take you over some of the other components, so and I think there's 4 on the other side, so I think we have 15 here and 48, and for a total of 63 panels. So you can see here the panels come down through the roof, they branch out from there, and here we have all of the piping, and then this actually goes and it's trenched across the back of our building, goes up the back side of the main building here, and then there's actually wires that bring it all to the front of the building, and they have a disconnect there. So I'll show that really quickly as well. So I live in Prince Edward Island in Canada, and our local installer was Hanson's, and I gotta say the experience was pretty good installing. The people that were here seemed to be very knowledgeable about what they were doing and how they were doing it. I mean, they're I think one of 5 installers this company has, one install team, I mean, this company has. So there definitely is a lot of solar going in. Again, the province and the federal government have really incentivized solar. So here I'm just now at the front of our this large building where we had most of the solar installed, and I'll just take you through. And so you can see here, here's the panel, the solar disconnect. They have to have everything labeled for the electrical company, the utility. So here you can see, if I take you up here, You can see that is where it's coming through the roof there, and it is coming over to here and coming into the panels. So we have all the strings of the solar panels are coming into here, and here if we look up there you can see the line coming in from that back kitchen / Apple storage building. And you can see as well they're running network cable, and this ties into these are ECU controllers. They'll do allow you to do monitoring of the system. So if we look in here, we can see we have these I believe these are 5 strings that they have to connect all of the different systems together, and then we have the main disconnect here. And then if you look down here, we can see this is the main line then feeding into our home utility. So we'll come back out here, and still is a little bit of muddy. We had a little bit of rain while they were doing it, so you can see now that the solar exits and comes across our property here. Like I say, it has been a little bit muddy, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of landscaping to get that cleaned up, but you know, nothing worth doing in life is easy, so pretty excited regardless. Anyways, I was mentioning a little bit, so Hanson's was the installer company. The installers seemed really good. The electricians that they had, really good. They had a contractor come in to do the trenching. They seem to do a lot of work with them, so again, they seemed really to know what they were doing. You know, they were pretty quick. Wasn't their first time on the job, that's for sure. You got some chickens here in the background. There's the chicken tax, I guess, if you want to call it that. Those are Polish chickens. So here you can see where they trenched across our driveway, and here behind some flower beds, and I'll take you up to the main electrical junction. And we've got a chicken in the flowers here. 2 chickens in the flowers. They like being in the shade and out of the sun and the cold. So here we can see this is the main line coming in. So we have a disconnect here for the solar. This is where it ties in to our electrical panel here. And basically what we're waiting on now is for the electrical company to come do an inspection and make sure it's to their standards, and then from there they'll put in a net meter here, and then as the solar is coming, by understanding this will either track or count backwards the kilowatts that we're generating, and then here we net out at a 1-to-1 ratio. We'll always have to pay a connection fee. PEI has net metering, so the most we can ever do is net our bill down to 0. But of course, we're always still here having to pay a connection fee. So we'll always have some power bill, but hopefully it'll be in like the $25 range. And you can see here again, they do all this stuff up to meet the standards of Maritime Electric, which is our local utility provider. So technical details. I mean, I always hate in YouTube videos when they don't talk about the pricing or the technical details. So let's just talk about that a little bit here. I have off this information here. Maybe I'll get in the sun. Get out of the sun, I mean. So we have it's a 28.35 kilowatt system. So that's a $2.12 per kilowatt hour. Or sorry, per kilowatt is the install cost. So we had a $350 permit fee, and we had a $600 lift fee. They brought a Skyjack in that was lifting the panels and the installers up and down the building, so they didn't have to go up on ladders. The other technical details, well, here, I guess I'll finish off the pricing first. So it came to a total of $61,052. So let's just call it $61,000. Now, that is a lot of money. There's no two ways about it. Of course, there's tax on top of that as well. So we have HST, harmonized sales tax here. So there's another $9,000. So $70,000 system. No two ways about it. That is a tremendous amount of money. So our average power bill here is $300. That is very high, I understand. Our cost per kilowatt hour here is in the 15-cent range, and we have a lot of freezers. We have a lot of appliances here. We make a lot of apple cider in the fall, and then we freeze it and store it, and we sell it throughout the year. So we're just using a lot of electricity from that. We have a commercial kitchen with its own water heater, so we've got 2 water heaters on the go. We heat everything with heat pumps, and then the commercial kitchen we heat with just a traditional electric heater for the moment. So we are using a lot of electricity. There's no two ways about it. I'd like to cut down on it. We've switched over to all LED bulbs and everything like that. But either way, there's just some fixed costs we have. Electric hot water heater, it just is what it is. Are we thinking about a heat pump one? Sure. But, for now, this is what we're using. So the cost, $70,000. From that, we have a very generous rebate on Prince Edward Island. So basically a residential homeowner can get up to $10,000 back. Farms, which we are classified as, can get up to $32,000 back. And then that is based on this system you're putting in. So we were eligible for a farm rebate. We have bona fide farmer status. So we were able to get in the range of, I think, around a $28,000 rebate on that. So right there, that really cut the cost of the system. The other thing that made this an absolute no-brainer for me was we are able to get a interest-free loan from the federal government to the tune of $40,000. So we had to jump through hoops. We had to, do a fair bit of paperwork, not the most painful paperwork I've ever had to do in my life. We had to have someone come in, do an energy audit on our home, make an assessment if we were a good candidate, what were the other improvements we could do, like adding insulation, replacing windows, that sort of thing. And part of their recommendation was putting in photovoltaic solar system. So from that recommendation report that we had from an independent third party, we then were able to provide that to the federal government, and we got approved for a $40,000 interest-free loan. So between the grant from the province and the $40,000 interest-free loan, that really made this system just a no-brainer. I mean, we did have to come up with the money to put the deposit down on the system. That was one thing that Hanson's, our installer, did that was a little bit puzzling to me. I certainly understand putting a deposit down, but we had to put a pretty large deposit down of 50% of the cost of the system minus the rebate, which was like $20,000, and it took some doing for us to free up that money to get that available. So we had to use some tax-free savings account and some money for that. So I mean that was a little odd, and there was no flexibility on that. But anyways, it is what it is. Interest-free loan from the government. So you have a 10-year repayment on that. So we got the full $40,000, and basically they were able to advance us, I think, a little bit for as far as the deposit, but it was still only a few $1,000s. Like I think it was $3,000 or $4,000 towards our deposit. So that was a little unfortunate, but anyways, it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much, because if the federal government is going to loan us $40,000 to put in solar, I just as soon make that loan payment as I would pay for a power to pay to our local utility. So again, no-brainer. So really happy with how the cost breakdown worked. When I heard that federal program announced, this is where Canada is looking to offset some of our carbon emissions, that sort of thing. Like it, hate it, believe it, think it's nonsense. I don't really care. All I cared about was that there was $40,000 available for me to access in an interest-free manner. So great on that end. And then the province had that very generous rebate. So I am just absolutely thrilled with that, to be able to add this infrastructure to our house and our farm, and thinking about the long term. So technical details. So if anyone's curious, we went. Part of the reasons we went with the installer we chose, even though they had that onerous deposit, is I really wanted someone with microinverters. I mean, the one of the other reasons why that we went through the installer is they definitely were responsive and got back to us. There was so much solar going in our province. Like I contacted a number of installers that, you know, 2 or 3 even just said, you know, we're not taking on new customers. 2 or 3, they provided quotes, but then wouldn't even return my phone calls or anything after that, which was frustrating and annoying. I hate chasing people to spend my money. So I wanted a microinverter system. They had one. So we ended up with APS DS3 Microinverters. When I did my looking into them, they seem to be, you know, right up there. Trunk cable, you know, that's pretty ECU RNA monitors. The Pioneer Power racking, Triac optimizer mounting kit. All the mounting stuff seems like top notch. Again, these guys seem like they know what they're doing, and they're not looking to put anything in that's going to blow off the roof or you know, have leaks. And Longi 450 watt monofacial panels. I know a lot of them people are getting in dual facial, where it'll collect both front and back, but you know, I had this roof space available, so I thought it was important to use that. So this all comes with the panels come with a 25-year warranty. With a 25 performance warranty. I think it takes it down to about 83% after 25 years, which I thought was very good. So a 12-year product warranty for the manufacturer. The microinverters have a 10-year limited warranty from the manufacturer with an option to extend for 25 years. I think it's like $1,500 or something like that to extend to the 25. I'm leaning towards us doing that, because really what I want to do with this system is turn it on and I want to forget about it. I mean, of course I'm going to watch it because I'll be interested in it, but you know, I don't want to have to really do anything to it. I want it to just work for 25 years. I do not want to have to worry about parts or changing things out, or me going up to pull a panel off or anything like that. My preference would be that this just works day in, day out for us, year-round, with very little input from us. So 20-year warranty on the from the manufacturer on the mount and racking, and we got a 5-year labor and workmanship warranty from the install company. So all in all, I'm very excited. I really looking forward to the utility company coming to install the net meter, and really looking forward to that first power bill where I'm not just paying everything the full rate out. I've had some friends show me their power bills that have done solar, and you know, their power bill is $23, which is just the connection fee. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna post up a time-lapse video of the 6-day process it was to do all the install. So I'll include it at the end of this video, and I'll probably put it up separately for some people that, you know, don't want to look at me and don't want to hear me rambling about the system. But anyways, yeah, pretty smooth process. Really excited. Really feel like this was a great investment for our family and our operation into this system, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully having many trouble-free years of usage out of it, and certainly happy to take you guys along for the ride as we you know, get that net meter installed and our power usage, and you know, maybe we'll review it something like 6 months or a year and see what our power usage was with the solar and all that. So it's August right now of 2023 here in Prince Edward Island, so you know, we still have a lot of great daylight hours left, but it's definitely on the wane now, so it is what it is. Happy to get it installed, and yeah, I'll link to the time lapse now, or I'll have it here now. And if anyone has any questions or comments, feel free to post or subscribe. This is a new channel, so certainly love to get comments, and if you have any questions, if I can answer, I'm by no means an electrician, but you know, I've been doing my research into solar for a few years now, and yeah, this was finally our chance to pull the pin. All right, everyone have a nice day, and enjoy this time lapse. It's pretty cool. Have a good one.